Hey everybody, we're gonna get back started on this 58. The snow's about gone. It has warmed up a little bit. It's still kind of cold, but it's warmed up. And but we want to say thanks to everybody who has subscribed and liked and tuned in to us. And we hope you stay through the whole video. It's we're overwhelmed just how much people have subscribed to us and showed interest in this channel. Who would ever thought somebody as crazy as us, somebody would want to watch it?
We're having a lot of fun.
We are. We retired, and like I said, and this is something we wanted to do, mainly to meet, a lot of other car folks like this that's watching us. And there's been a lot of comments, and appreciate everybody commenting, and I read all of them, and I try to respond to all of them. If I haven't, just say something else, and I'll catch you next time. I try to catch them all. And I'll be the first to say, when you start this YouTube stuff, there is no instructions. It's just, just dive in. And, we're learning as we go. We do a lot of things wrong, but we're getting a little better at it. But,
do we?
Oh, yeah. I don't know about you, but I do.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Anyway, that was Cindy's 3 cats there. She's going to tell you their names.
Yes. The first one is Harriet. The second one is Buffy. And Jen is the third one. Buffy is Jen's mom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they keep all the mice out of here, so that's the reason we got those cats. But they can't give me any mice when I'm in the house most of the time. That's where Cindy keeps them.
Babies.
But anyway, like I said, I want to thank everybody, and we're going to dive into this 58 and try to get this paint stripped off of this hood and off of these fenders. And so, hey, let's dive in on that. All right, we're going to get into probably stripping this hood down. Let me spin this thing around where you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and cut into this here and see if we have any rust on this side like we had on the other side. Then I may get this hood stripped today and the rest of the top of this fender here where we fixed that weld the other day. So that's kind of my plan today. I'm going to try not to take the hood off, mainly because I don't have anywhere to set it and I really don't want to set it on the ground. But it's not heavy, it's just 4 bolts. But anyway, we're gonna get that. I'm gonna change that out. I don't really like that one brake line to go into all the brakes. I'm gonna probably put power brakes on this thing and put 2 lines coming out of there, one for the front, one for the back, and probably put power steering on it because it does not have power steering. But other than that, mechanically wise, the car is pretty sound. So anyway, let's start stripping on this thing. All right, you can kind of see it looks a little better than the other side. Got a little rust right in here, a few little pimples here, and right in here. So we'll cut this out, probably something in the neighborhoods of this. Other than that, it looks pretty darn good. All right, we'll get this hood stripped. Well, as bad as I hate to, I better put this mask on before I get this lacquer paint all in my lungs. I hate these things, but hey, they do save you from choking and getting who knows what else. There we go. That's about a half of that hood. We'll fix it to get the other half, but I just stopped and had to get me a beer. That dust, man, makes you dry. All right, we back at it. All right, you can kind of see we got the rest of the paint off of this front end, the hood and the other fender, and you can see there is a couple little spots here that I'm gonna have to address. It's not as bad as the other side was, but anyway, we'll go from there and probably go ahead and cut this out. Go ahead and fix this, get all this welded up. Hood looks pretty good. There was one spot right here on this end. You see there, I'm gonna have to cut that out and put a patch in there and a little bitty pinhole there. Other than that, that's all I found on the hood. So it looks pretty good. Anyway, we'll get those cut out and we'll get all that fixed. Anyway, that's kind of the reason I wanted to strip this whole car down, is because I didn't know what was under that primer. As you can see, there's little patches here and little spots here that, you know, if I hadn't have stripped it, we would have just painted right over the top of it like everybody else has been doing, and we didn't want to do that. And, yeah, I know this, watching me grind this paint off is just excruciating, boring, but I try to make it, speed it up as much as I can and still kind of give you an idea of the process of it. So anyway, let's go ahead and cut these pieces out and get them welded in. All right, we're gonna take this tape, and what I do is, come around here, son. I take right here, you see right here? Looks like that rush starts about right here, and it comes out about right in here. So I'm gonna take this, kind of make me a homemade template. It's just, like I said, I did the same thing over there. It's just something, the way I do it, it helps me out. So you don't have to do this. But I found out a lot of times, I've done it over and over and over. I'll cut this out the size I think it is, and I get it over here, start to weld it in, it'll be like just a little bit too short. So I started doing this, and when that tape bends around here, it gives you that full length, whereas if you measure it, a lot of times it won't do that. So anyway,
That's a good idea.
that's just why I do it. So anyway, we're gonna make this little small template here. There we go. Let me get my marker. I've seen another guy do this years ago, and I've picked it up and I've been doing it ever since. That's shining. This mark here shows me where the end of the roll is. This mark here will show me where the roll starts.
You like the curve?
Well, like it rolls this way.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. And it's not exact, it's just an idea. So when I get it over it on the table, and then I will mark this out to show me exactly where, so I can feel where this, how long this point comes in here. Something like that. Now we're gonna cut this thing out. Template anyway. Something about like this. Okay. And there we go. All right, you take this and pull it up like so. All right. Then I'll take this over here. Now I ordered that 18 gauge metal, and it hasn't come in yet, I guess because of all the ice and the snow we've been getting. But I did find this piece right here. It is 18 gauge. I got the 22 gauge over there, but I'm going to use this little piece of 18, and that way it'd just be a little bit better to work with. Put that on there like so. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this rust piece out. Trying to get this little roll in here. Just a little bit of, not a lot, but it does have just a little roll to that in there. See if we can't get that in here. I don't know, there's something about just working with metal. I really enjoy doing it. I'm not, like I said, the greatest at it, but I do enjoy doing it. All right, let's see if we can't get this thing tacked in here. All right, now I'm gonna focus on this little spot right here. Let's see if we can't cut this out and weld something in there. All right, that fits pretty good. A little tack welding on that bad boy. Get her in there. right, I think that's got it. We're gonna clean these wheels up. All right, we got the panels, little spots put in there. Uh-oh, got my finger in the way. You kind of see there. Got that rust cut out of there. Got the rust cut out of there. I'm gonna grind on it a little bit more, maybe do just a little bit more welding on it, make sure I got all the pinholes out of it. But overall, it's the car's looking pretty good. Pretty much got all the paint off of it except for the other door, the other quarter panel, and the top. And we'll probably get that on the next go round. But anyway, here we go. Trying to cook Cindy one of these marshmallows here.
I like it burnt.
Oh, you want it burnt?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you burn it in.
Around the bottom too. Not just the top. There we go. Now that's what I'm talking about.
She likes a good burnt one.
I gotta cool it. Okay.
There we go.
Mmm.
Hey, doggy. Anyway, that's going to be all for this episode.
I got a mouthful of marshmallows. Hang on.
Got me hey, look here. I'm getting right today. Got me another beer. Hey, W, I've been drinking these things since I was a kid. Anyway.
I don't like them. They taste like medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know. Anyway, we want to thank everybody for watching, especially to the end, and thank everybody for subscribing and hitting the like button. And listen, we don't take it for granted. We appreciate everybody who subscribes to us. So, hey, until next time, y'all be careful out there, would you?